Good to see some familiar faces in the chat. Let me know if you can hear me, first of all, because I'm trying to use this little microphone, and I'm just not sure whether it's working or whether it's this microphone on the camera. So let me know if you can actually hear me. Yeah, thank you all for coming to hang out. It's pretty nuts that we hit 1,000 subscribers. I was not expecting that. It's now at 1,100 and something. So yeah, thank you is the main thing that I wanted to say for joining this crazy journey. For those of you who are just passing by, I'll probably remind people multiple times throughout the stream. My name's Chris. I am converting a ex-U-Haul box truck into a work living space on wheels, and I have no idea what I'm doing, as if you've seen any of my videos you will realize. So let me I've got my computer here as well, and I'm going to try and figure out the chat situation as well, which is not coming up on my screen, so I have it on my computer. So hello to some of the regular people that I see. Senval, definitely seen you around a bunch of times. Like the little crowns that you're getting. I am, therefore I am. I'm guessing that's what that stands for. So hello to fellow Chris Hickson. Hello, fellow Chris. Great name, the best name, scientifically speaking, for sure. And James. Hello, James. Welcome in, everyone, and thank you for hanging out in my little space. As you can see, it's pretty not great still, but we're trying for a while. Hey, vanlife Meow's hanging out. Everyone should just go on his channel because it's way better. Hey, Dave. Thanks for hanging out, man. Yeah, so I just kind of wanted to jump on live. I want to say thank you to everyone for following this journey. I know that it has been, for some, pretty rough watch. Had a lot of people that are just like, this guy is a fucking idiot. I swear a lot, by the way, so sorry about that. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are just like, this guy is absolutely nuts, or like he's just the biggest moaner, which is kind of funny because in real life I'm not, but I definitely put myself in a situation where I was not prepared for it. So you guys are the OGs. Thank you for the support so far. Yeah, so first things first, if anyone has any box truck questions about converting, van life, or anything like that, I can definitely give you my experience so far, and I will give you my honest answer. But bear in mind that I'm definitely not an expert in any way. I just have 6 months more experience than literally anyone else on this planet, that's all. So yeah, any questions, feel free to shout them out to me. Hello to the new people. Hello, Jeff from CA. Now, I'm British, so sometimes I feel that means Canada. Sometimes I feel like that means California. So wherever you are, I'm sure it's a lot less muggy than Texas. Vanlife Meow is paused in another window, changing out his steering gear. Do you know what? I've got to say, Vanlife Meow is a fellow box truck builder. And when I made my decision, which I haven't really spoken about the process of that, but when I made my decision to buy a U-Haul truck and convert it into a living space, Vanlife Meow had cropped up at around the same time, and he started, and I was like, wow, this is awesome. He continue to do very long, detailed videos. They helped me so much. I can't even begin to tell you. Like, I watched every single one of them like this, like pausing and like figuring out what they were doing, what he was doing. And his build specifically was so helpful because I got to see him make, like, not mistakes, but like just figure out just the thought process of like how to build out a van, how to build out a truck. And it was so helpful. So if you guys want like really detailed videos, definitely check out Van Life Meow, because they were so helpful. And definitely his build helped me off a ledge a little bit. So definitely check him out. Have you tried using BLM land for free overnights? So I'm in Houston, Texas. Couple of things about my situation is I was not planning on like the dream van lifey thing, which a lot of people did. The large reason why I chose to convert a box truck was my living situation was that the apartment was coming up for renewal, and I was like, I don't know whether I want to stay here anymore. But I'm from England. I've stayed in Texas most of my time here, and I was like, I don't know whether I want to stay here, but I also don't know where I want to go. I don't want to renew a lease for a year and pay someone else. Like the lease or the rent here is like minimum $1,500. And I was like, I just don't know whether I want to do that. So my decision was pretty impulsive. I made the decision and then had like 2.5 months runway. So I was not like, this was not like a big planned situation for me. I wasn't even going to stealth camp, to be honest with you. That was not part of my plan. And then I was like, I'm just going to have to. So that's a very long answer to your question about whether I've considered BLM land. Texas does not have that much BLM land, from what I understand. The stuff that is here is like way away from the city. I think I would put myself in a more difficult situation if I was out there, because I'd be away from a lot of supplies and stuff. So I have not considered BLM land at this moment in time. However, I think that once this is built out in a comfortable way, then I will definitely start to consider like where I would like to be, and I would like to experiment out a little bit, do some travel, at least some day trips and stuff, but then eventually start to sort of go, okay, where in the States can I go? So that is a very long-winded answer to your BLM land question. Houston weather is hot and humid. How do you survive it? That is a question that I've been asking myself a lot. My body is not used to it, and if you saw my AC situation that I had, where my AC was not working and all that sort of stuff, it really killed me. I'm going to be honest. Like, that was part of the reason why I was just so stressed throughout the whole main part of the build, was because the AC was just dead. I was telling someone before, my thermometer was, at times it was saying like 101 degrees outside, and it was like 110 to 112 inside. But I have to work, right? I do video production. That's part of what I do. So I had to work. So I was in 110 degree heat, having calls and stuff like that, just drenched. Like, there were people that I was on calls with where they're like, are you okay? Do you like, do you want to take the call somewhere else? So I eventually had to do that. So yeah, it's pretty nuts here. But now I have my wonderful air conditioner on. So many people have been sponsored by this AutoQuick company. I wish that I had 1,000 subscribers when I was trying to get this, because I could have got it for free. But the AutoQuick air conditioner, excuse me, is awesome. Very happy with it. It keeps it so cool. There's times when I come in from 110 degrees outside, I enter my truck and it's like a little ice box. and I'm just like thanking the gods that I have working AC. So thankful. Hector, hello Hector. Greetings. I've seen your face. You're definitely a regular. So good to see you here. James F, you have some split wire loom on your roof for your air conditioner coming down through the roof. Did you also put sealer inside that split wire loom and around the wires, or can water get in there? It is not. It's not split wire. It's the wire that actually came with it. So I know that there's the split wire loom. I think he's talking about this stuff. Look at this. None of these are live, by the way. Don't worry. I think he's talking about this, which is for the air conditioner. It's not the split stuff with the little like wrappy bit around it. It's just the actual loom itself. That's how experienced I am. It's just the covering itself, so no water gets in. It is sealed up above. I keep a close eye on all the leaks in the truck. That is sealed now. And I'm very, very conscious of that. So no, that is good, and that is the one that was supplied with the power cable itself. This wire is going to be for my projector for when I thought it was going to be DC powered. This is the AC cable for my projector. You may see a shadow here. I haven't done a video on that yet, but there's a little shadow there for a secret thing coming up. So that is the AC power for my projector, and that is the HDMI cable for my projector. I just took them down because I haven't secured the projector to up above yet. So yeah, that is what's happening at the moment. You're amazing, not a dumbass. Jeff, you clearly don't know me well enough, but thank you. Wish vanlife me out. I wish I put AC in my van. What the fuck was I thinking? Yeah, AC is not really a thing in the UK. We open windows. So coming to Texas I came to Texas like 5 years ago, and I've been so grateful for air conditioning ever since then. Like for the first 6 months of living in Texas, I would be like in my apartment, and every time I'd go outside, I'd open the door, and my immediate thought, because I just get a waft of humidity, I would be like, oh yeah, I live in Texas. It was just a really weird feeling. But yeah, Dave, vanlife meow. Honestly, I know everyone like gets all like the whole mini split situation. Everyone's like, yeah, get a mini split. Like you're dumb if you get one of these like 12-volt air conditioner units. Honestly, this is so good, and it literally fits in an extractor fan hole. It's so easy. If I can do it, even though I fucked up the seal, if I can do it, like definitely do it, Dave. I had some questions as well. Hello to the new people watching as well. 15 watching, that's like nuts. For the people watching, just to let you know, my name's Chris. I converting an XU Hall box truck into a work living space. And there's some stuff from videos coming up here, but this is my little desk setup, little sneaky peek on that. There's some upper cabinets and stuff. There's my box truck. There's my janky back door. So hello to the new people. But I had some questions as well from people about my build that I wanted to answer. Mark Bickford, I will answer that question at some point. So questions. Why did I build out a box truck versus a pre-made RV? Was a question that I got. So I think I kind of partly answered that, but a pre-made RV, from what I can see, is still very expensive for what you get. And a lot of them look like the build of them is pretty shoddy, unless you pay a lot of money. Plus, honestly, I like the look of a box truck over an RV. Like the graphics and stuff that you get on RVs, I'm not a fan of them. But one of the reasons was because like I can customize it, like having it completely 100% customizable. It was one of the main benefits for me. So, you know, if you look at my earlier videos, like I sat down and planned like what I'm going to do for 80% of the time, which is work and hopefully at some point relax. Still waiting on that one. So that's the way I built my van, was like, okay, like there's my work area. I've got my desk set up. I love having a big workspace. I want to be comfortable because I'm sat there on my ass for most of the day. So I want a comfy workspace. So that takes up a big chunk. In an RV, you know, it's not really made for sitting and working in for most of that time. And people have like, you know, if this were an RV, there'd be like maybe my little desk with my computer on it, or there'd be like a flip out table, you know, and doing some work on a laptop. Like I couldn't sit there for most of my day doing that. So the customization was the main thing for me, to just build a custom workspace. And, you know, I couldn't do that in an apartment. You know, you can rearrange furniture a little bit, but you can't have a workspace that is, you know, built yourself, customized. So that was one of the main things why I wanted to build out a box truck. The other reason is that they're built like a tank. Like I've not filmed, or I've not released some of my scuffs that I've had in this, and there's been some scuffs, and I can safely say that they are very robust, from my experience, and you know, even they're so solid. Like just being within one, I was thinking to myself the other day. I was in a parking lot the other day, and someone like was doing like donuts around, and I was like, oh, what would happen if they like accidentally spun out and hit the truck? And then I was like, they would just, the truck probably wouldn't even wobble. But compared to an RV, the RVs that I've seen, like the walls can be pretty thin and stuff like that. So these are definitely built like a tank. Another reason why I chose a box truck over a pre-made RV is that they are really inconspicuous. Really inconspicuous. Never had the knock so far, 6 months. I've not had anyone. The only person that has ever realized that this was not just used for like commercial purposes was some guy at the gym that I go to. He saw the solar panels on the roof, and he was like, hey, he just started talking about it, and he was like, hey, you know, I saw that you live in that truck and stuff. And I was like, oh my God, like someone's talking to me about my living space. And, you know, I kind of freaked out a little bit. But he only knew about it because he had a bunch of school buses at one point and was selling them on to people who were building schoolies. So he obviously just was like, well, I know that the solar panels on the roof probably means that someone is living in there. But I think box trucks, like I see them more now because I, you know, live in one. But they're just like ghosts. A box truck has a reason to be in pretty much every single area. So I think they are one of the most stealthy vehicles you can have, especially like as of right now, I have 0 windows. So like there is no very little reason for people to think that someone will be, you know, staying in one. So yeah, so I think stealth is a big one. How did a guy from the UK end up in Texas? There is a very long story to that, but I'm a big film guy. I'm a big video guy, and I have a lot of friends in Austin. So when I moved here a while back, the film sort of scene, because of like the film festival and stuff like that, there was a lot of video production stuff going on. That was where I ended up. I like Austin as a city. It's a fun place, pretty expensive. Yeah, and then I ended up moving to Houston, and Houston it's okay. It's not as good as Austin, but it has some really good points to it. It's not a Houston is kind of a weird place. I find that most people in Houston are passing through. They're like, this will do for now until I find somewhere else. And that's a lot of people seem to get trapped here in that way, where they're just like, I'll stay here until I find something better, and then they just kind of try not to find something better. So that is part of my story. Hello to the new people for watching. Yeah, I'll be honest, guys. With this channel, I literally started it because my mom and dad were just like, let us know how this van build goes. Like, if you're going to be building this van out, we want to make sure that they were like checking in with me every day to be like, you're not dead yet, right? You haven't electrocuted yourself, right? You're not dying from heat exhaustion, right? So I set up this channel to be like, here's what I'm doing. And it made me think of people like Vanlife Meow and Nomad Brad, and all Techno Barbarian as well. All those people that were building out the box trucks. And I was like, I'll just do a similar thing, but I've never done this before, so people can just see what it's like to do it with no experience. You know, in the grand scheme of van life, I think building out a box truck is like 1% of the 1% of van lifers. Like we are definitely like the thinnest of the thin crowd. So I was just like, I'm just going to put this up. So I had no expectations when it came to like starting a YouTube channel, putting stuff out. So I'm super glad that people have found it useful. I do get worried sometimes that people are going to like to make the same mistakes that I did. So hopefully you guys can learn from my mistakes, because I definitely made some really big mistakes. I realize, oh, hold on. Stealth is what you gain from a box truck versus an RV. Yeah, absolutely. Box trucks are really, really stealthy. Like it's weird, because when I first started in this, I felt like I felt like the entire area was looking at me. It was a really weird feeling, because I was like, oh my God, like this is, I mean, it's like 22 foot long. So I was just like, this is a big truck. I stick out like a sore thumb. But now that I've experienced it, and, you know, I go to the store and walk to and from the truck, I'm like, I'm the thing that sticks out the least. Like, around a store, box truck is a delivery truck. You know, around an industrial estate, a box truck is, you know, to take delivery. It's box trucks are everywhere. In rural areas, maybe less so, but even then, like, trucks pass through. I don't know. I think box trucks are stealthy, are the most stealthy van life vehicle. James F. I realize there is a delay between real life and YouTube videos. How the extra batteries working out? Is it enough? So for those of you who don't know, my videos are like still like a month-ish behind. I'm just way behind in like videos. So the stuff you're seeing now is a while back. In one of my latest videos, I just got my batteries. So spoiler alert, I have my batteries. There is no drama videos with the batteries whatsoever. I really took my time to install them as best I can, really make sure that they are like, I really, really wanted to make sure that there was no fuck ups, because if you think about it, this is kind of a tinderbox. It is wood. Any sort of fire, like this thing is toast, like literal toast. So batteries, I spent a lot of time on. I bought 2 extra batteries, so I now have just under 10 kilowatts of power. As you can see here, let me bring you up here to show you. maybe backwards because of my camera. I'm at 96%. Everything that I have on at the moment is 400 watts. I have running right now, I've got my air conditioner, I've got my 2 LED lights, I've got like a bug zapper thingy, I've got another light here, I've got my modem on, I've got my inverter draws some phantom power, my monitor is drawing power, my computer monitor, my camera is charging, so I have a lot of stuff going on. But the 10,000 kilowatts of power is like just it gives that comfort zone of no matter what happens, even if there's no sun, charging the batteries, you're good for a couple of days, And another spoiler alert for upcoming videos for everyone watching, I also have shore power installed here. So I just got myself a shore power plug and installed that, so I can plug into, if I want to, any domestic power source and charge up the batteries. And it charges really, really fucking fast. So fast that the inverter sounds like it's about to explode. So yeah, the batteries are lasting me pretty well. I'm very happy. I would say if you wanted to do this full time, from my experience, a minimum of 200 amp hours at 24 volts. My system's 24 volts. So a minimum of like 5 kilowatts of battery power to just have a reasonable experience, to have maybe some AC, computer, and all that sort of stuff. I have 1,160 watts of solar on the roof. I would like to increase that at some point. It's enough, but there's like 2,000 would be perfect. But 10,000 watts of power, that gives me that helps me sleep at night for sure, literally with the AC. So let me know if that answers your question. Are you getting Windows? Jeff Wesson, I'm going to be honest with you. I am looking at 2 windows as we speak. So I put off Windows for a while because of the amount of heat that they let out. I'm still worried about that. B, the stealth aspect. As soon as you put Windows on, like, your stealth just it does not help. But also, with the Windows, I held off putting them in the truck because I was just like, I was just so tired. I was like, I don't want to put my holes in my van, to be honest. I was like, I'll do that at another point. So I do have Windows here. Another thing that I haven't really spoke about on video, but the air conditioner is good for cooling the air down, but this may sound really obvious to people, but it does not circulate the air. There was a period, actually it was around this time at the latest videos that came out, there was a period where I was in the van in the middle of the day, and it's pretty sealed, right? And I was like, I feel like exhausted. I was just like, obviously I was very, very tired, especially during that time, and I was really burnt out, but I was like, there's something wrong. And I felt like I couldn't like catch my breath, and I was like, honestly, I was like, maybe I'm having like a heart attack or something like that. I was just like, maybe it's just stress. Like, it was really crazy. Then this is so embarrassing, but fuck it. I got myself an air quality monitor, and the air quality was like, dude, what the fuck? There is like no oxygen in here. I was just basically suffocating myself because the only oxygen that was coming in was when I was opening and closing a door. So start to make a conscious choice to make sure that I actually had air circulating in, as well as this cool air. But, Windows is obviously the solution to airflow problems. So I have 2 windows. I'm going to have one larger window, not one of those fancy, van lifey windows where it's like, oh my god, like you can see the whole of the Arizona desert. That's not what I have. It is the biggest window that will let out the least amount of heat. I'm going to have that behind my monitor. That monitor swings in and out. So I have a window there, and then I'm going to have a window over by my my little sink as well, little tiny window, just so I can have like a through breeze, and so I can see people outside, and so I don't suffocate myself to death, which is important. I hear. Wombat, hello, fellow familiar face there. Just wanted to pop in and say congrats on the 1K, well deserved. Thank you very much, and thank you for stopping by and giving your support. I do appreciate it. Hector, Chris, I commend and appreciate your channel and Dave, vanlife Meow, for sharing all the information, good or bad. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Hector. I appreciate you. vanlife Meow, don't be too hard on yourself though, Chris. You're killing it, man. Almost killing myself with suffocation. Yes. Thank you, Dave. I appreciate it. Jeff, U-Hauls can be abused. Did you shop around? If so, I didn't see it. I actually recorded most of the buying process, but didn't upload it because at that point I was kind of knee deep. So at some point I probably will do a video on like my experience buying. To summarize the buying process from U-Haul, I would say, based on my experience, the trucks that I looked at outside of U-Haul compared to U-Haul for the price, I am beyond glad that I went with U-Haul. In hindsight especially, and I'll show you some pictures in the video that I make of the trucks that I saw. There was one that was, man, it was a massive truck. I think the box on it was 26 foot. I'll have to double check. It was a 26-foot box. The cab was beat up shit. It was an ex-removals truck that was a private seller. It was like $3,000, and I was so close to buying it because I was like, $3,000, man. Like, what is that? In hindsight, I'm very glad. U-Haul, their mechanics, even though technically they have an incentive to lie about their truck's condition, they have an incentive, but on my limited experience, I think that, and maybe Dave, vanlife Meow, could give a better, because Dave actually has knowledge on mechanics and stuff, and I think he bought from U-Haul, but the spec sheet that they give where they rate everything on, like, brakes and all that sort of stuff, I took that to a local mechanic and I was like, I'm not going to buy anything from you or anything like that, but if I give you like, $100 to just check whether this spec sheet is what you are, matches your opinion, I'll give you $100 for that. So he doesn't have an incentive to like say yes or no. I just said, I'm not going to buy anything from you. I'm not going to make any fixes to it. I just want your honest opinion. And he went through it and was like, honestly, I think it's actually in better condition than they said. He was like, I think they were actually a little more critical on it than they could have been. So yeah, I would definitely, buying direct from U-Haul, I'm very happy. I saw the entire history of the truck. I put it into the whatever it is, not Kelley Blue Book. What's the thing in the States where you check the history of it? I put it through one of them. I paid $20 to put it through one of them. I saw there was an accident on there that was not in their history, and they went away. They asked around, and I said, I'm not buying it until I know what that is. They went away, and she went off for ages, came back, and she was like, hey, we found out what it is. Here is the sheet, the detail sheet on it, and it was a scrape. It was literally, it being scraped against a parked car somewhere, and it had been reported, and they just didn't have it in their file. But they found it, and they were like, I got money off because of that. But yeah, I had a really good experience, and would I think it's good for a newbie if you're not mechanically minded. I don't think you can guarantee that you'll get a great vehicle, but I think buying from U-Haul is a safer bet than private if you have no experience. Excuse me 1 second. Yeah, vanlife meow. U-Haul maintains their fleet well. Bonus if you can find one that's had a new transmission. They get beat up cosmetically, but definitely the best buy for the price. I agree. They really. I was super impressed with the experience there. I understand. I think in theory, people are like, "Oh yeah, randos drive U-Hauls," but I think it's better to have a small amount of really bad drivers occasionally driving the vehicle than potentially having one terrible owner driving it in the shittiest way possible for 10 years of its life. It's, I don't know. I was happy with the experience anyway. So yes. Hey Rod, thanks for joining us. Just came in from working on my van build. Rod, awesome. I would like to know your experience and how it's going for you. Did you choose to live and build, or were you the smart one and chose to build it out whilst also living elsewhere? Senval, I'm going to have 25 kilowatt battery storage with my current plan. Tell me the location of your van, and also leave the keys underneath for me, because I'm going to take half of that. Plenty to last for time spent away from the city and off grid. Senval, you could last 6 months with that. that's awesome. If anyone is thinking of van life or building out a box truck specifically, the more solar you can get, the more power you can get, the more comfortable you be, for sure. I'm pretty conservative with my energy. I think overall, I'm just more subconsciously aware of it. I'm happy with the amount of power that I have, the 10,000 watts. That being said, I do occasionally consider maybe I could get double, but I probably won't. Maybe I would probably increase the solar, because that's what brings in the energy. Solar's awesome. Like, I'm not going to get political or anything like that, but one thing that I would say is, holy shit, we need to invest more in solar power. Like, solar power is so ridiculously good. I don't understand. Well, I understand why we're not investing more in solar power, because I think there's a lot of vested interest in other resources, but holy shit, solar power is awesome. If you, just on a side note, it's either Prouse or Pouse. He's like a solar power guy. He actually lived in an RV for a while. He does a lot of solar power guides and stuff. He's really good at breaking it down, like inverters, solar panels, etc. He's really good for that sort of stuff. So if you want to learn about solar, Will, please someone put it in the chat for me. Will, I think it's Will Prouse, DIY solar or something like that. He's really good. Okay, let me catch up with the chat. What about security cameras? Any recommendations? That may be included in an upcoming video. I have 2 security cameras. The only issue that I have at the moment is they're not hardwired, because I didn't want a constant power draw. So they're wireless. They're one of the domestic-y ones that you can get. They do require an internet connection. I turn my inverter off at nighttime, so they're kind of rendered a little bit useless, because that turns off my internet. So I'm looking at getting a DC powered internet internet router, so that I can have them on 24/7. But so far so good. 2 cameras will do me. I think anything more is overkill and like ruins the stealth a little bit. But yeah, especially if you're going to be stealth camping, I think security cameras are just a good peace of mind, for sure. Oops, yeah, we need oxygen to survive. Yes, we do. We do. Herb Likewing 33, get a max fan for air circulation. I had an extractor fan that I replaced with this air conditioner. I now don't have any real... I technically do have a little bit of room for a max fan. It would just look ugly as hell. And I don't know. I'd consider getting like... There's like sidewall fans that you can get for RVs. I would consider like maybe having some 12-volt fans in the walls, but I don't know. I'm happy with having windows for now, I think. Yeah, so Carfax. It was something similar to Carfax, but it was the other one, Wombat that I ran the thing through. A lot of builders are using them, including me. I can't remember what that was in response to. I am. Please smash the likes. Yes, please do. Get me into the algorithm. That's what the kids say, right? Rod, crying, laughing face. Jeff, was buying the U-Haul more expensive? I think yes. I think overall probably yes, because you're paying for the you're getting their markup on there, and they do they don't just take them off the road and put them in a sales thing. They do actually test everything out. They do a lot of replacements of the easy, like low-hanging fruit fixes. From my understanding, they do that. There was a lot of new stuff on my truck. Just like replacements of stuff. They get it into a decent condition, so yeah, you do pay, I think, a little bit more, but for me, that peace of mind as a newbie was, something super, like essential. Like I was very happy to have that peace of mind. Hector, have you decided on a DC to DC charger? I bought one. I bought the Bluetti Charger 1. Then I waited a week, and then when I went to install it, I can't remember who it was. I think it was Nomad Brad on a live stream, or maybe it was someone else. Someone was like, yeah, with that, you can't connect that to your normal power system. You can only connect it to a power bank. And in my head, I was like, that doesn't make sense. Of course I can connect it to that. And then I just second guessed myself. And then I was like, maybe I can't do it. And at that point, I was already busy with other stuff. And I was like, I don't have time to figure out whether I can do it or not. So I just sent it back. So I kind of just freaked myself out of it, as you probably noticed on my videos. So I may consider it in the future once I can get a solid answer as to whether I can just directly connect it to my batteries. I don't know. I freaked myself out a little bit. Rod, I installed my AC first. The heat wave will not go away. Yeah. Install Windows and AC first. And don't live in it and build it out unless you've done it many times. That's one thing that is crucial, guys. Vanlife Meow, 8 to 9K for the big one, 10 to 13 for the small one. Oh, I think that's the price of U-Hauls. I think that's what Vanlife Meow is saying. Will Prowse, yeah, Rod. Will Prowse is great. Yeah, his videos. I'm gonna be honest. His videos recently, he's getting pretty het up about some stuff. Pretty passionate in his videos, but yeah, he's very smart with stuff, and he's very dedicated. And I think as a YouTuber, like, I think he's really good in what he does, for sure. Blink camera system. Yeah, mine is a Blink. Spoiler for future videos. Mine is Blink. A lot of builders are using Blink cameras. Yeah, because they're super easy. If you can get them on offer, I got mine. I bought mine Prime Day. Oh, I can't even remember the price. It was like 40% off, I think. And I got them with the little extender module. I'll show it in a future video. But they have, you can put the SD card in there, so you can record even without internet connection. And it makes the signal stronger as well. So I had no problems with it so far. GOT reactions. Damn it, I missed it. I'm so late. I was looking forward to this. Vanlife Meow, I saw your video earlier. Yeah, for those of you, I mentioned it before, but Vanlife Meow is a fellow U-Haul box truck builder guy, and does really detailed videos. So if you are interested in van life in any way, shape, or form, and you want educated opinions and processes, then Vanlife Meow is definitely the one to check out for sure. Excuse me, my throat is very hoarse. AC Green Acres Bloom. AC pulls a lot of power. It does. It really does. So that is definitely one thing to keep an eye out for. For those of you who haven't seen my videos, I had a mini split on the back that is now sat in storage, and I replaced it with an Out-Equip Pro 24 volt roof AC unit. Overall, they pull a very similar amount of power. Someone scientifically will be able to figure out the difference between them, but in my experience, they are so similar that it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. It's negligible, the amount of power, but it is not a small amount of power. Like as of right now, I'm pulling 380. There's not really much sun outside, so I'd probably say that the AC is currently pulling maybe 300 watts. I've got it on a low fan setting, and I mean, it's pleasant in here. I sometimes have it lower, but it can get really, really cold. But yeah, it does pull a fair amount of power. So, you know, solar power is pretty essential. Rod, $99 for 3 camera system. For Blink, yeah. Super cheap, really good. Waterproof as well. The connectors you get with it, the bracket, really good. I just got the extended range ones. I have one in my front cab, looking out, and then one on the back looking down, and it covers a big chunk of space. Hello to any new people that are watching. Just to let you know, my name's Chris. I am converting a ex-U-Haul box truck into a work-living space, and it's been a hell of a fucking journey. So yeah. Also, GOT reactions. Is it GOT reactions? Is it Game of Thrones reactions? I'm never sure what that is. What your name is. Wombat74. Not sure if I trust Vanlife Meow's videos. The last one was a giant Vision Quest fueled by truck bedliner. I have not seen Vanlife Meow's latest video yet, so I'm gonna have to check that one out. But yeah, don't trust him. He says rough instead of roof, and that is not English. It's not English, Dave. It's ridiculous that you're butchering the language. I'm joking. Got reactions. Our man has no more power worries with 10k. Just kidding. Now it's always on the mind. Yeah, no more power worries with 10 kilowatts. Now it's my power worries have become fire risk worries, and I'm not even joking. Hold on 1 second. It has become fire risk worries. So I now have fire extinguishers in my 80% plywood tinderbox that I live in. I was like, should I get some like flame retardant paint on these walls? Like, I'm pretty worried about that. So yeah. Vanlife Meow, your content is phenomenal. Yes, absolutely, I agree. Butterfly Journey Designs. Hello, Butterfly Journey Designs. Thank you for joining. Good to see a familiar face in here. I actually answered one of your questions earlier on, so you're gonna have to watch the replay of the live stream. But thank you for joining. Jeff Weston, did you figure out your solar yourself? I guess in terms of like having no help, yes. I obviously did learn from a lot of people who have done this before, and like Will Prowse. So I definitely didn't just put the knowledge in my own head, if that helps to explain it. But yeah, I did it with no help. If you look at my video, my solar install video, I'm literally like giving myself a mantra to make sure that I slow down, because I was carrying, I don't know how heavy they are, but maybe 50, 60 pounds up a ladder, but it's like, this big, and I'm like, okay, just slowly make sure you're moving forward one step at a time. And I was like giving myself this mantra for 4 solar panels. But yeah, it was, in hindsight, it was one of the simpler jobs to install a solar on the roof, and that's why solar is great. Like you just connect the wires, and it's always giving power. Like and I know this is like primary school students, kindergarten stuff, but seeing solar power my truck, it just feels a bit like black magic to me. I'm in awe of that. Solar's awesome. I am for I am lol rough roof. It is called a roof. Vanlife Meow, we go through a lot of roofs in Nebraska, from Oladan tornadoes. One thing that I could say as a Brit, right? I'm from the UK, is we have a lot of we have a lot of crazy accents in the UK, and I think the impression from the UK is that the United States has maybe like 3 accents. You've got like Southern, you've got American, just like generic rest of America, and then maybe like New York. That's the sort of 3 accents that the States has, according to a British mind. So in coming to the States and experiencing people from like South Carolina, like the Charleston accent, the way that they pronounce words, and the Texan, Southern accent, it's so interesting. So like hearing people like Vanlife Meow in his videos saying rough is like is super interesting to me, because it's like, wow, like how did that word evolve into that in Nebraska? Like it's awesome. Like I'm fascinated by it. So yeah, US accents are really, I don't know, an enigma at times for sure. Butterfly Journey Designs, glad to be here. Okay, will do. Good. Thank you for joining. I am for I am. Question: is your plan to keep sleeping in the attic? That sounds like a mum talking to a child. Just like, Chris, is your plan to continue sleeping in the attic? Are you going to be a little brat all the time? I have stopped sleeping in the grandma's attic. I have a new sleeping situation. It's still in the van, don't worry. But I'm spoiling all of these videos upcoming. The grandma's attic, someone did mention this on the video and they were like, huh, be careful, it's going to be warm up there. It's very warm up there. I mean, heat rises again. This is basic kindergarten science. So yes, should have thought about that. It's Houston. It's a sealed truck. I am generating heat. My computers are generating heat. My air conditioning is on the roof, pointing outwards this way. Not much airflow gets to the grandma's attic. It's hot up there. So I tried putting the AC on full and pointing the things at me, and it helped a bit. But I was just like, this is not working. So a new sleeping situation. But I won't spoil it yet. And everyone's going to hate it. No van lifer. I don't know one single van lifer that is doing what I'm going to do with this, with the bedroom, if you want to call it that. And there's a reason for it. And I think that most people would just be like, no, that's not for me. But for me, I've slept the best. As you can tell, I'm way happier, and I'm way happier now than I am in my videos. I've slept the best that I've slept in the last like 10 days. Like, my back feels good. My new sleeping situation is very good. But that will be in an upcoming video in like a month's time. Hello, 27 people watching. Hello, 27 people. Thank you for joining. Thank you for hitting the like button. 17 people. 10 of you are bad people because you didn't smash the like button. How dare you? No, I'm very appreciative of everyone that is joining, especially on a Saturday night, because I know that people have way more interesting things to do. So thank you for spending it with me. Let me catch up with the chat. Oh, I've lost it. Planets. Okay, yes. Okay. Sorry, guys. Hey, Adventures with Super Dave. Thank you for joining. Good to see a fellow, a familiar face there. Rod, Chicago. My British accent's not going to be able to wrap my teeth around that word. Van Life Meow. Super Dave is a fellow box truck builder. I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, Super Dave, you've not yet started your build, but you are building your inventory, from what I understand. Correct me if I'm wrong there, and I apologize if I got it wrong. Butterfly Journey Designs. Go to my home state of Louisiana, and you'll find two different accents in the same state. North Louisiana is more like North Texas accent. I went to New Orleans and heard some very interesting accents there, from all over the states. But obviously, the local accent there is super interesting, for sure. Yeah, Louisiana is an interesting place. I am. Lol. Grandma's attic. It is no longer her attic. Got reactions. I'm so on the edge of getting a truck. Do it. I highly recommend it. I definitely do. If you're thinking about doing it, like you're gonna do it. Like no one has a ridiculous, and let's face it, it's ridiculous. It is a ridiculous idea to buy, build, and live in a truck. It's ridiculous. No one has the idea to do it without ultimately, I think, just being like, the end point is doing it. That's the end point of it. So just bring that thing closer, but do it sensibly. Just don't live in it while you do it. That's all. That's the only thing. Rod, I lived in Houston for a year, too hot and humid. It's pretty tough. It is pretty tough here in Houston weather-wise, but it can also be very, very, very nice in the fall and towards the winter. There's like a month where it's like, oh, this is stunning. The good thing about Texas, I don't want to moan about Texas or Houston because it's my home and there are many good things about it. Texas specifically has big skies. That may sound like just nutso language, but it is, and I believe Montana is officially the state of big skies, I think. Texas has some beautiful sunsets, like incredible, the most beautiful sunsets I've ever seen in my life. Has big skies. It has a surprising amount of green. Hill country in Austin is wonderful. The humidity here is, it lets the side down a little bit. That's the problem, I think. Where are we up to? Wombat 74. Let me guess, it's a hammock underneath the van. My sleeping situation is not a hammock underneath the van, but based on my experience, it could end up that way. I could fail so bad that I'm like, hey guys, this is my next video. Accidentally set fire to the place, but still I'm gonna live here, so here's my hammock under the axle. Hey Sam, thanks for joining. I just joined. Yes, you did. James F, sleeping guest, hot Houston, so on the roof on a solar panel. They're not used at night, and he awakes at dawn. That makes me sound like a vampire. Fortunately, not sleeping on a solar panel. Yeah, yet. You know, we'll see what happens. Vanlife Meow, cheers to Chris for 1K. Your inbox will soon be flooded with AI-generated collab offers. You could build your van for free now. You know what? I think Dave has a bit more discernment in terms of like sponsorship. I think he's very much like, nah, like I'm good. If I work in video production, so like I've worked with a lot of YouTube channels and stuff before, so I'm not like a stranger to some of this stuff. I think if I ever get a sponsorship offer for free stuff, I love free stuff, but I also don't want to lie. I do not want to lie to people. I think most people can tell when it's a sponsored thing. So I don't like, it feels kind of icky when you're watching it sometimes when someone's like all authentic and then they're like, and speaking of power, I'm so happy that I have my Bluetti AC40. It has helped me through so much of this journey. It's like, oh, I get it, and I don't hate you for doing it. But there's definitely like a tonal shift, and it feels a little bit icky. So, you know, good on people for doing it. But with that being said, I wouldn't say no to it. I would really like to be able to be honest about anything, which I think is probably unlikely. So with that being said, I think that if I did ever do any sort of like collab or something like that, it would have to be something that I would like, so that I don't have to like pretend. because I don't want to pretend that I like something when I don't. I would rather just be like, yeah. For example, I bought a Bluetti. It was a refurbished Bluetti power station. It's been great. I so far I'm happy with Bluetti's products. If they sent me a free one, I would preemptively. I'm very likely to big it up because I think they're good. But yeah, I don't need sponsorships, so I don't think I would ever. I don't know. We'll see. This, I mean, it's 1,000 subscribers, so I'm not going to get ahead of myself. I don't think I'm going to retire from YouTube sponsorships. Do you have a channel, Adventures with Super Dave? That's a good question. Does Super Dave have a channel? Jeff Wesson, does the roof leak bad? No, but it does leak. I'm constantly iterating on my patching up, but it does have some little leaks only when it storms really badly, like really, really badly. And even then the leak is pretty minimal. I think for the most part, it's like there's no leaking behind the walls because I really did a good job of sealing that up. But occasionally roof leaks when it's, close to hurricane sort of weather. Janet G, congrats on the 1K. Thank you, Janet G. I appreciate it. Oh yeah, I forgot that I put this on chat so that only subscribers could chat. So every single one of you is a subscriber. So thank every one of you. That is why the chat is so nice, because no one's passing by and being mean. That makes me happy. You're all very kind, awesome people. So thank you. Adventure with Super Dave. Yeah, I have a van. It's 70-foot diesel U-Haul truck with a grandma's attic, but I'm building up inventory up and looking for a test building design. I do not have a channel yet. Okay, so Super Dave is building a truck and has the truck, but no channel yet. Dave, document it. Like, be part of this, so that we can all learn from you. Because if I ever do a second build, I want more people that I can copy. Butterfly Journey Designs. I'm so ready to start building one out. Only holding back is money. Yeah, it's not cheap. It's cheaper in the long run, but it's definitely an upfront investment, which kind of sucks. Or that there's like getting a loan, which comes with its own problems. Got reactions. I'm almost lifelong Texan, 8th generation. Okay. Chris Cates says, big skies and big bugs. Yes, there was a spider. I have 2 spider stories. One was the other day. Pretty big spider was outside the truck and was walking towards the truck, and I've got in like killer spray, and I was like, not today, MF. And he died. He died well. But a few years ago, I owned property, and that property was built on land that was, up until like months before, just forest, just loads of trees. The whole development had been trees. They cut them all down and they built houses very quickly on them. And I moved in very shortly after that, and in my garage one time was the biggest fucking spider I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. And I needed to say both of those words. I'm sorry, I had to. And I had spider killer spray. There was literally like this pretty much this size, this spider killer spray. And it was, I swear to God, this sounds like a lie. You ever seen the film Arachnophobia? It was like that. This spider was walking towards me, and I took I think it was like specific spider killer spray, like not for general insects. It was like proper shit. And I sprayed it at the spider, and I swear to God, I emptied the entire can on this big spider, but it carried on walking towards me, and I had nightmares about that spider for like weeks afterwards because it was so big, and it was like the Terminator. You know, on the Terminator 2, where the T-1000 is like freezing and he's still like walking forward. It was like that. This spider was like, "You fucking, you're not getting rid of me." It did stop, but even for like an hour afterwards, that spider was still like twitching. It was massive. Like, we get tarantulas, I believe, in Texas. I don't think it was a tarantula, but it was very close to that size. So I like freaked out. Anyway, that's my spider story. So what are we on? An hour and 10 minutes. I might make it like another 20 minutes before we sort of hop off. But thank you for joining, guys. Like this has actually been really fun. So I appreciate you. And any questions, like, drop in the chat where you're from, because I want to know where everyone's from. Should have asked that a while ago. And any questions at all about building out a box truck, my experience with van life, it just whatever. Asking about my general intelligence and whether I have some sort of problems when it comes to putting. I can't even speak. Yes, I have mental problems because I have a speech impediment now, apparently. Any questions about my sanity? That's the word I was looking for. Drop them in the chat. Butterfly Journey designs green, especially in Northeast Texas. There is lots of green in Texas. I was under the impression that it was going to be desert. I think that was because of cartoons. That I thought it was like desert with cactuses and stuff, but no. Sam, how's the RV AC holding up? Doing great. I'm going to be honest, the first error message I got was today, and it's been like a couple of months. But I think it's because I left it on whilst I was driving, which I don't think is a great idea. So I turned it off and on again, and it's been fine. So we'll see. Foreshadowing. Hector, shitloads of mosquitoes. Mosquitoes love my body for some reason, and I hate it. Chris Cates, if Bluetti offers you an AC300, jump on that. I'll be honest. I don't know whether I said this in a video or not before, but if anyone's starting out, it's way more expensive to buy a power station. Like, it's definitely more expensive. But for peace of mind, if you had a Bluetti like AC300, which I think is the new one that's like literally like massive. If you had the money to do it and you just want a peace of mind and no hassle, like, it seems like a really good option. If I was rich, and yeah, I wouldn't even consider it lazy to buy that. Just, yeah, buy that. Like, I'm all about that. And yeah, Bluetti offered me one. Even now, I'd be like, yes, with every expansion, and I would rip my batteries out in 2 seconds. I can pat myself on the back and be like, yeah, I did it. I'm proud of myself. I made my own power system. Thanks, Bluetti. I've now got a safe one. Vanlife Meow, I would totally do product reviews and separate videos of their own, but I haven't had the time. Okay. Interesting, Dave. Interesting product reviews. I'm hoping that means that you are going to do product reviews. I want like a QVC advert of Vanlife Meow, like holding a Bluetti, like on like a little turntable with some music. Definitely go for it, Dave. Adventures with Super Dave. I hate when people slip a sponsorship into the video, and I will unsubscribe even faster. I get it. Like, it's. I get it. I get it. It's kind of sucky because some people are like, every video is a product, the sponsored thing. Sometimes if it's like, who is it? I think it's Roaming Reckless. She's really, really good. her sections are very, very much sponsored, but I don't hate it. I don't hate it. And I think it's because she pretty much works with the same company, and that to me, I don't know why, but I'm kind of like, huh, that makes more sense. It makes more sense rather than just. It doesn't feel like scrabbling around like, oh my god, this like crappy little, where you're forcibly trying to put in some weird product that doesn't make any sense. I don't know. I'm a little more lax on it. I'm more forgiving, I think, when it comes to that. It does feel a little bit icky. It's a little bit awkward, I think, is the word. But I get why people do it. I don't know how much money people get for it, but the margins in YouTube, I think, are. I mean, they're very, very slim. So I get why people do it. But yeah, it can be pretty awkward. One about 74. I'd be a terrible YouTuber. I would sell out in a heartbeat. Bluetti, hello fresh. Preparation H, I chill it all. I mean, I get it when people do. There's some stuff that I think for me is like would be an absolute no for like, I think like vape or something like that. Like the channels that I've worked with that I've had some influence on in terms of sponsorships. I've actually just been like zero sponsorships. I think it's bad for this channel. Just don't do it. But yeah, we'll see. I may change my tune depending on how big the check is. Senval, my favorite take from YouTube creators is, look at this free shit I got. Let's review it together, okay? Of course, the contract should allow you to call it shitty if that's true. Yeah, and I think that's what I would probably end up settling on is if I already like the company and products, then I'll probably let them give me some talking notes on it. If I'm not already using their products, so for example, like Bluetti, I'd probably just be like, yeah, like I'll give you your talking points. For other companies though, I would be more like, no, I want to review it. I don't want to, because there's a lot of crap out there. And when I see people reviewing some of the power banks that are like, oh, this is light job power system. They've been around for 2 weeks, so they've got a history of good quality products. It's like, no. Like, no, just be honest about it. Like, review it so we know if it's safe or not, please. Yeah. Rod, the mosquito's bite feels like getting stuck with sewing needles. Yeah, for me, the sound of a mosquito is the thing that gets me the most. Got reactions. Oh, I am far back on the chat. Okay, got reactions. I'm curious to the whole YouTube channel business, how it works, what it's worth, though I know that's not something shareable. I mean, for me, that's how much I make from YouTube, just to be clear. I've only just got, I could monetize it now that I've got 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. I could monetize it. I'll probably put ads on. But in my experience, based on exactly where I'm at right now, I could give you a pretty accurate answer on how much that would pay. Bear in mind, this is me not being paid this because it's not monetized yet. But based on this exact moment, I would probably earn $50 a month. Probably not even that, based on this month's views. It's not get rich quick, put it that way. Jeff Weston, are you worried about hurricane? As you probably saw in my storm video, not a big fan of heavy weather. The reason why, and I don't think I made it clear in that my last storm video, is in Houston we had what was known as a derecho, which is a highly directional, powerful storm. We had it last year, and it cut through my neighborhood specifically. The sky went black, and from the window where I was at, it literally tore a channel that was maybe 20 meters across. tore a channel through the city, basically through the neighborhood. People died in it, and it was intense. It was really intense. And the next day, all the power was out. Like, the damage was really, really destructive, but it was just in one like channel. It was really weird. So that was why when the storm was happening, it wasn't what was happening in the video. That was not that bad. Like I said in the video, it was like a 6 out of 10. My worry in that video, my anxiety, came from the fact that I've seen a 6 out of 10 turn to a 10 out of 10 with less than 15 minutes warning, and it literally like destroying property. It really it went like that. So that was where my panic came from. Yes, Texas is in everything in Texas is big, even the bugs, for sure. Are people talking about crypto investments? That's one thing I would not do. I would not in any way. If crypto works for you, wonderful. I would not. Unless something significantly changed about the regulations, I would not touch crypto in any way, shape, or form. Wombat74, spider story, chuckles in Australia. I mean, I'm an Englishman, so like spiders, like you could pour a bucket of English spiders on you, you wouldn't even get a bite. But yeah, spiders in Australia are ridiculous. Okay, I'm going to plow through some of these messages. I'm going to try and get everyone because I'm very far back in the chat. So I apologize if I do miss anyone out, but I want to get through some of these chats. Okay, Aussies definitely win the Spider Olympics. Rod, those flying roaches freak me out. They're everywhere. There's a lot of bugs in Texas. They hiss too. Okay, Western Kentucky. Sam is from Western Kentucky. Adventures with Super Days is Brunswick, Georgia? GA is Georgia, he says confidently. Hector, have you taken your rig to Galveston Beach? I have not gone to Galveston in my rig. Wombat74, hello from Melbourne, Australia. I am San Antonio. ARH20, Houston, but live in Dallas. Dallas is cool in parts. The road system is crazy. Senval, I think you answered this anti-question. Definitely did. My brain literally shut down. Butterfly Journey Designs is from Louisiana. Now live in a small town about an hour north. Vanlife Meow, Chris, I have a friend in Corpus. If I make it down there, I'll give you a call. Dave, you better do, because I want to share a coffee or some sort of beverage with you, and then hire you to work on the mechanics of my truck. Rod is from Chicago. Rochelle Butler, hello from New Orleans. Jeff Wesson, has anyone tried to break in? No, they have not. Got reactions. If you look at Google Maps up, you can see half brown, half green. Oh, for Texas, yes. Janet G is from New Jersey. Just want to say, don't ever give up. Oh, that's so sweet. I think your build is going great, and I like that you share everything, good and bad experiences. I think it will help others. Janet G, that means a lot. Thank you so much. I'll be honest, I really did several times have nearly given up on this. I'm going to be honest with you, I really did. The fact that I shared this publicly, this whole process, is wild to me. And now I'm going to spend the next 6 months undoing everyone's impression of me as some like absolute dumbass, panic-stricken idiot. But you'll see. I'm actually quite a sane, nice guy, just with a weird accent. Hector Quintanilla is from Mission, stone's throw from the border. Janet G, have you ever had the police knock on your doors when sleeping? No. I broke down in one of my videos, and there was a cop that was 20 meters away, and they did not give two hoots. When I've stealth camped, I've not really spoken about this very much, but I've stealth camped. When I have stealth camped, I would say 20% of the time I have woken up early and there's been a cop car 20, 30 meters away and me just in the middle of an empty parking lot. Very obviously, there's no stores open or anything like that. No knock. So I don't know whether they're like they're like not supposed to. They're supposed to be elsewhere, like doing their job, and they're like, okay, I'm not going to say anything if you don't. But yeah, no knock, no bother from police or anything like that yet. If you can't handle the in-video ads for larger channels, there's usually sponsor block. Yeah, I use YouTube Premium, so I don't really get the. I don't deal with adverts. Yeah, I use premium memberships to rationalize blocking every last ad, even self-promotion. Yeah, the good thing about YouTube Premium is that when people do the verbal, like, this video is brought to you by blah, 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 you can, on phone at least, you can double tap on the screen, and in the bottom it says jump ahead, and the AI detects when the advert is over, and you can press jump ahead, and it will take you to the end of the advert, so you don't actually have to look through. So I actually like YouTube Premium, for sure. A lot of people do sponsorship with the caveat of free products only, no money. I don't think I do a sponsorship just for a free product, unless it's like a lot of money. Will Ty, hello, Will Ty. I was looking at the Bunny and Beyond Van Life channel. She had a world clickbait title that said they're coming for van lifers, the truth about the new anti-van life laws that just passed in the USA. Yeah, I mean, it's so tough with like YouTube titles. Like titles, here's a bit of a thing for you when it comes to YouTube. Is like I've worked with a lot of YouTube channels. 50% of like a channel taken off or a video taken off is just luck. The YouTube algorithm is a language learning model, which is all that AI stuff that's coming out now. That's language learning models. So sometimes when a video goes viral, it's just because the AI has lost its fucking mind and is just doing this random hallucination of just like, everyone should watch this video. So that's why YouTube can't specifically be like, here's what you should do to get in the algorithm, is because they don't know, because it's a language learning model. So there's a bit of like knowledge for you there on YouTube. The second thing is titles for YouTube are very, very important. You can, the trick is to how to make it really, really interesting without lying. I mean, that's the aim, right? Is that like, how can you be like, hey, like you should watch this, it's gonna be an interesting time, without like just bullshitting people. Everyone has different levels of like how much of this is marketing and how much of this is deception. Any title, any thumbnail is some sort of deception because it just doesn't represent the video, period. But there is definitely like, there's clickbait. When something is like pure clickbait, where it's just so outrageous, and you click on the video and then it's just not even addressed in it, like that irritates me. My philosophy is try and make it interesting. I try and put the main event in the thumbnail, or the silliest looking thing, where I look ridiculous, or, explode my batteries or whatever it is. I try and put that in there, but I also try and put it in the front as a little like trailer to be like, hey, this does happen at some point, but there's going to be a lot of me waffling beforehand. That's what the way my philosophy for it. But for titles, yeah, if it's like straight up lying, like some van lifers, no, that's not fair. I have seen a couple of van life channels who have been like, oh my God, I got the knock, or this person did XYZ, and in the thumbnail it's like someone blurred out and it's like someone knocking, and then that literally there's nothing that even remotely comes close to that. It's just them being like, oh, there's a knock. Oh no, don't worry, it was just someone walking past. That to me is like, come on, like don't create an event out of nothing. That's my philosophy on it. So people are using AI to get the titles for their YouTube videos. Yes, and they're usually very boring. Usually very, very boring. AI for YouTube titles, just go with your gut. Okay, it's coming to an hour 30. I'm gonna do 5 more minutes, and then I'm gonna get some more water because my voice is very hoarse. But I will answer some more of the chats. Thank you again for hanging out, everyone. I do really appreciate it, and thank you for subscribing, and thank you for being so supportive. It really, honestly, it really does mean a lot, so thank you. Okay. Hey, it'll help with fuel, at least monetization, that is. Yeah, I don't know whether I don't know whether I do memberships or whatever. Like, I don't really know. It's not really something that I thought of. But you know, if people want to give money, then I'm not so foolish that I just turn down random help. Power's out some areas for a couple of weeks for the derecho. Yeah, it was my neighborhood had 10 days without power, so it was pretty crazy. Got reactions. I'm a Bitcoin maximalist, but I'd never suggest or recommend. Yeah, I feel like when it comes to crypto stuff, like Bitcoin is the, if you're going to do Bitcoin. But even then, to me, it just feels like just a gamble. So they do have new regulation for crypto. Crypto all be the way of the future in one way or another. I don't know about that. It's definitely lasted longer than I thought it would. There's benefits to it, but I mean, it's filled with like really awful deceptive scams. Like it's ripe for absolute deception, which really sucks. Yes, there's the opportunity for that in many other things. It's rife in crypto. It's really rife in crypto. Jeff Wesson, Fresno? It's Fresno, California, right? Ugly place. Okay. I'm sure it's very nice. Apparently, Bunny and Beyond Van Life is presenting truthful experiences. Northern Arizona is very anti-van campers. That's interesting because I thought Arizona was very pro-camper. Oh, anti-van campers. Ew. Stealth is going to become extremely important. Butterfly Journey. I hate clickbait. If that's all you use, I would probably unsubscribe. Keep your titles relevant to the true topic in the video. Yeah, I agree. I mean, just reasonable marketing, I think, is fine. Having a extreme word is forgivable. Having a lie in the title, like, get out of there. I am for cities and states don't collect property taxes from van lifers, much less homes and apartment buildings. Van Life me a round of applause for Chris. Round of a like button for Chris. Yeah. give me that algorithm goodness. I am for thanks for the live stream. Thank you. Rod, thanks. Nice live, Chris. Thank you so much. Go reactions. Did you speak about your work/job already? I was curious on that. I think I figured out you are a video editor professionally. Yeah, I work in video production. I have done for a long time. I have never been specific about it, and I probably won't be too specific about it. But yeah, I get to work remote, which is fortunate. I'm very fortunate to be able to do that. But yeah, I'll give you a bit more of a glimpse into it at some point. Butterfly Jenny, love the live stream. So to see more. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Like you are And I kind of cringe when YouTubers are like, oh my God, you guys are so awesome. I love you guys. You're so nice. But now I kind of get it. You are all very nice. And for those who aren't, they just get blocked. So Adventures with Super Dave, do more of these. If you can, that would be great. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Adventures with Super Dave. I really appreciate it. Wombat74, if you haven't yet hit the like button so Chris gets water sponsorship. Jeff Wesson, thank you. Vanlife Meow, Chris is a better YouTuber than myself for many reasons, including the fact that he successfully did a live stream. Do you know what? So Vanlife Meow, there was like 100 of us waiting on his first live stream, and his live stream title, and I'm still waiting. I'm going to be like first on the live stream. His Vanlife live stream title was, I quit my job to become a full-time YouTuber. And there was like 100 of us like waiting on this live stream, being like, fucking hell, excuse my language. But like we were like, oh my God, this is awesome. Congrats. And the live stream just wasn't working, which sucks. So Vanlife Meow, like, you need to do a live stream soon. You should be doing this. You should be here doing the live stream for sure. You would have a lot more valuable information, that's for sure. Jeff, yes, Fresno, California. No, not nice at all. California weather is definitely better than Texas weather. Senval, thanks for doing the live stream. It was cool to get the back and forth with the Q&A. Thank you. Jeff Weston, you have to do more gay talk. Nice. I think maybe you're referring to my my California. That was a oh my God, that was a California girl-esque accent. I think that maybe that's what you're referring to. That was what I was doing there. That was my attempt. Vanlife Meow, I see you have a domain and site. Yes, everyone should. This is a secretly, I'm actually Vanlife Meow. I'm just in disguise and putting on this really dumb, clearly fake British accent. But I'm actually AI generated, and I'm just here to promote Vanlife Meow. That's my role. So I think people have figured that out now. But definitely go and check out Vanlife Meow's channel. He's my hero. That's what an AI generated bot I think would do. Valley Girl, yeah, Valley Girl. I was doing a Valley Girl voice. Thank you. Thank you for that. Yeah. No, this isn't all about me. Yes, it is Vanlife Meow. So yeah, thank you again, guys. I've got a bunch of videos coming up. I didn't release one today because I just got super busy, and then I was like, we'll do the live. But there is some cool videos coming up. I have such a backlog. I'm really trying to get them out as fast as I can, but work's crazy. But I definitely love doing this live stream. I really appreciate it. Thank you for 1,000 subscribers. Thank you for the nice comments. And thank you for letting me create my videos and accept sponsorships from Bluetti and vape companies, and just promote really horrible stuff for money, because that's what I do now. I'm a professional YouTuber with 1,000 subscribers. Okay, guys, thank you again. You're awesome. And I'm going to get a bunch of water, and I'm going to sit and watch probably a movie or something like that. So thank you again, guys. I'm going to be very awkward in trying to exit this. I will see you all very, very soon. For now, I've got a catchphrase. For now, I'm clocking out.